From the city to the suburbs, our region is thriving. In Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, an historic transformation is underway. Renaissance, revival, resurgence. We're not just fixing up, we're growing up, getting bigger and better. From the mom and pops to the biggest of them all, opportunities abound. This is Growing Greater Philadelphia.
Welcome to Growing Greater Philadelphia. I'm NBC 10's Tracy Davidson. Greater Philadelphia ranks in the top 10 for both life sciences and healthcare jobs. Our world-renowned research institutions and world-class health systems, biomedical programs, pharmaceutical companies, and startups are leading an economic boom across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
University City is home to some of our region's most innovative academic and research institutions. In the heart of this West Philly neighborhood is one that's been transforming global health for 125 years.
The Wistar Institute is the nation's very first biomedical research institute, and we're dedicated to advancing science to benefit humankind.
Originally built as an anatomical museum in 1892, the Institute transitioned into a research and training center in the early 1900s. Since, many important scientific breakthroughs have occurred here.
Vaccines against rubella, vaccines against rotavirus, oral rabies vaccine for animals.
In 1972, Wistar was named by the National Cancer Institute as a designated cancer center.
To become a member of that club is a sign of scientific prominence and recognition.
Today, the Institute remains a global biomedical research leader focused on vaccine and immunology and cancer.
Tremendous efforts have been devoted to understanding and coming up with better ways to treat melanoma, prostate cancer, and lung cancer. And in the area of vaccines, we have a strong commitment on some of the emerging threats for infectious diseases.
Education and training are also central to their mission.
The mandate for places like ours is really to provide a home, a sanctuary, so that young scientists can come pursue their scientific interest and curiosity.
Recently, Wistar launched a biomedical research technician apprenticeship, the first of its kind in the nation.
This program is taking students from Community College of Philadelphia and giving them a structured introduction to how to be a scientist and how to be that critical team player.
We have a growing industry, and this area has many companies, many academic research institutions that can use these people in their labs.
Employers will know that the technicians are coming in with a level of training that will allow them to immediately make important contributions to the scientific mission.
The recent addition of nearly 90,000 square feet of new lab space has the Wistar Institute positioned to build on its pioneering legacy.
We're really a neutral organization that can contribute, what we do best, which is our research.
We have an infrastructure, we have the talents, we have the people to really tackle those big questions.
Research is one pillar of University City. Home to 4 hospitals that employ nearly 28,000 people, healthcare is another. The Children's Hospital of Philadelphia stands out among a rapidly changing skyline.
In the last 6 years alone, we've increased the size of the campus by over 1 million square feet.
With its world-class facilities, CHOP is one of the top children's hospitals in the country.
As a 162-year-old institution, we're in the continuous state of planning our future. Right now, we have a comprehensive facilities master plan that goes out 21 years.
This forward thinking demands input from many organizations and an understanding of future energy needs.
When you take a look at a project the magnitude of CHOP and their expansion, by the time you see a crane up in University City, we've already been working with those customers for months, if not years.
PECO has invested more than $100 million in University City's infrastructure in the last 10 years.
Safe and reliable, cost-effective energy is critical. They are huge users of electric, and when the lights don't stay on at a hospital, it could be a devastating impact. And we want to make sure that we do our job so that they can do what they do well.
The hallmark of my team is to create a safe, reliable platform for the clinicians to do their job. So our utility partners are absolutely critical to our success.
We're not done, they're not done. They've got bold plans for the next 5 to 10, 20 years, and as they grow, we'll be prepared to meet their electrical needs.
The Berger Center for Advanced Pediatric Care on the Raymond G. Perelman campus is one of CHOP's newest buildings.
We wanted it to inspire joy when they came here. Children are still children when they're sick. Every parent knows that. And we wanted to really keep that in mind as we designed the building.
It's totally fitting for a children's hospital. It represents playfulness and motion, which is indicative of the patients that come here every day.
The design provided an exciting challenge for the teams at Turner Construction.
One of the most technically challenging aspects of the lobby is the 500 lineal foot undulating and twisting ramp that goes from the main lobby floor up to the second floor.
This garden is part of an almost 2.7 acre green roof that allows our patients, our families, our staff to get away from the clinical environment, just get outside and have fun.
My favorite part of the project is where I'm sitting right now, which is in the landscape plaza.
The ability to get a child out into nature in the city is a really remarkable thing, but at the same time, it meets the most stringent stormwater management practices to reduce downstream pollution, to not overflow the city's sewer system. And then in addition to that, we're using it to water the very plants that are around us.
Opened in 2015, the Burger Center was built to allow for future growth.
The current building stands at 12 stories tall, but the foundations and the structural columns were designed to accept 4 additional levels.
For the region and the city, the most important thing it does is it creates the opportunity for us to give more care to more children, but it goes beyond that. CHOP as a center of excellence for pediatric care globally really attract patients from all over the world and all over the country.
Coming up, the farm of the future is here.
When I say we can grow everything, we're not kidding.
While companies big
We've grown from 2,000 to 5,000 employees.
and small are making life-saving advances. Growing Greater Philadelphia is presented by Sunoco Pipeline.
Our region has become fertile ground for medical and biotech startups, with collaborative spaces, universities, and investors sparking innovation and next-generation breakthroughs.
We've developed a technology that allows us to detect impacts and forces without the use of electronics.
Active Protective is developing a belt that can determine a human fall and protects the hips of older adults.
Therapy develops a wearable device to help manage their pain using vibration therapy.
Wearable medical devices are the future, and entrepreneurs across our region have taken notice.
This middle chamber contains a liquid, and then the outer chambers have dyes. When an impact occurs that's potentially dangerous, the balls release, turning it bright red.
Lehigh University graduate Jessie Garcia started Tazuda inspired by her own history with concussions.
So we simply attach it to the back of the hard hat. Our slogan is, if it's red, check your head. So what we're telling our users is that you've gotten hit really hard and you need to go seek medical attention for that concussion.
University of Delaware graduate Amira Idris founded TheraV following her interactions with amputees.
Prescription medication basically is the #1 method to manage the pain. And I found out that a lot of people really don't want to take medication. You have this pack, which basically helps you control the vibrating pods right inside the strap. With our device, we're also able to really document how frequently people actually get their pain and how they're treating it. So we're gonna be able to add to the ongoing research that's being done in the prosthetic field and in the pain management field.
Villanova graduate Drew Lakatis launched his company soon after losing a loved one to complications from a hip fracture.
If you're 80 years old and you fall, the consequences of these falls often result in death or really life-changing behaviors.
It's got 2 processors and a battery and the inflation source. Right up here, around the back, is actually the inertial sensor.
It uses 3D motion sensors. As soon as you fall, there's a determination that you can't recover, and we deploy about a 2-inch air cushion right around your hip.
Small businesses and startups are driving job creation and the economy. With over $1.5 billion in venture funding invested across Greater Philadelphia the last 4 years, our future is promising.
80% of U.S. pharmaceutical and biotech companies have a presence here. Why? Location, location, location.
Choosing Greater Philadelphia was a pretty easy thing. This is central in the Boston, Jersey, Philadelphia, down to Research Triangle Park in North Carolina. So we're within a couple of 100 miles of all of our major customers, probably all of our major competitors as well.
20 years ago, the Almec Group launched its U.S. operations in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania.
We work with everybody, the extremely large pharma companies, clinical research organizations, hospitals, universities, anybody that's wanting to take a drug to market. We offer services that can support them.
Almec has worked with 17 of the top 20 biotechs and 33 of the top 40 pharma companies in the world.
We have the ability to focus on investments to be cutting edge, innovative, and bring things to market that pharma companies just don't have the time or investment to focus on.
We can do scientific analysis, we can help with biomarkers, discovery, we can help with diagnostic testing, helping project management, technology solutions, assisting with FDA approvals, and then commercial packaging and distribution.
Almec has 7 facilities and a network of over 60 depots globally.
Since breaking ground here in North American headquarters, we've grown from 2,000 to 5,000 employees.
1,500 of those employees are here in Pennsylvania.
So what we have here in Souderton is products that have been manufactured by the pharmaceutical industry and sent to us. And we will take those particular materials and we will put them into bottles, into blisters, and those type of configurations. Those particular materials then will be sent for labeling and then having distribution done of those kits worldwide to the clinical sites located around the world.
Every inch of the facility was designed with a specific purpose in mind.
You have drugs that may degrade rapidly if exposed to light. Significant swings in temperature and humidity could cause degradation. So that's why we have suites that have different types of lighting, and the temperature and humidity is controlled in a very strict way.
Almec invests a lot in innovation because of just the nature of our mission and objective.
Our mission is to advance human health, and we passionately believe in that, and everything that we do focuses on that.
The future of Almec in this region looks very bright. The number of clinical trials is continuing to increase. Almec is well positioned to help support those clinical trials. It's just providing an opportunity for growth within the Almec family of folks here.
Coming up, vertical farming is changing the system.
We're getting 17 to 19 harvests per year.
And how a fresh approach is revolutionizing healthcare.
The outpatient model is definitely changing the way we operate.
Growing Greater Philadelphia, presented by Pico. Pico, the future is on.
On an industrial block in South Philly, on a second floor of a warehouse, is a company run by a man who believes he is building the farm of the future.
Those are giant sunflowers. I just did that to be a wise guy. And it was just to prove a point that when I say we can grow everything, we're not kidding.
Vertical indoor farming is a way to grow more food much faster using less space.
We're getting 17 to 19 harvests per year versus outdoors where you only get 2.
And Jack Griffin wants to revolutionize the industry to benefit communities.
I want to see at least 10 farms in every city.
The former Wall Street banker has big plans for 4-year-old Metropolis Farms, the first vegan-certified farm in North America and the first of its kind in our region.
Cities like Philadelphia, and this is important, we control the demand for food, but we don't control the supply. By doing this, we get to not just eat better food, but we get to create employment with our own city.
He and his team experiment with the company's patented technology here at their R&D facility.
So what makes us different? First thing is that we can grow everything. These are the heirloom tomatoes that are difficult to grow, and they're growing rapidly. And one of the reasons we can grow everything is we use so much less energy. Our current system uses about 40% less energy than every other vertical farm out there. They're using 1,200 watt bulbs. This is a 315 watt bulb. And the third component is the modularity, the scalability. I can work on this section or this section over here or whatever by just literally turning this. This is now off. We can do everything we want without disturbing anything else. It also allows us to build these systems rapidly. So it's built for industrial use.
Recognizing the potential benefit to others with his design, what started as a plan to farm indoors grew into much more.
We're a manufacturer. This is where we actually build the farming systems. We're a bio company because we're developing better ways to grow food. And we're also a workforce development group. We just got a purchase order for $39 million worth of our technology. That's going to put a lot of people to work in this city.
Plans to expand their crop growing capabilities across the region are also in motion. This vacant building will house the equivalent of 660 acres of farmland and be the first solar-powered indoor farm in the world.
The objective is to be able to make the technology available to everyone so everyone can do it. If you really want to get rid of food deserts and you really want to change these things, you need to create not just the food for the area, but the jobs. Instead of kicking the people out of these neighborhoods, instead we kick the poverty out.
There are 15 major health systems and more than 100 hospitals located across Greater Philadelphia. One of those organizations is reimagining the way people take care of themselves and access health care.
We feel as though Virtua is absolutely at the forefront of where healthcare is going.
South Jersey-based Virtua wants to keep you out of their hospitals.
The outpatient model is definitely changing the way we operate as an organization. What Virtua is doing is investing in strategies to first help prevent hospitalizations.
Patient demand for lower costs is driving this change.
It also ties to convenience and hours of operation. Individuals, have busy lives, they work odd hours, and they want healthcare to meet them where they are rather than having them fit into our schedule.
Virtua is meeting this need with more than 70 facilities located across Burlington, Camden, and Gloucester counties.
We've invested heavily into ambulatory surgical centers, and we now have 16 of those across the state. We have 100 primary care providers. Then, of course, we have various diagnostic and therapeutic services. We have 3 large fitness centers, and then we have a very large home care division.
But when we think about the outpatient model of care, it's not just about bricks and mortar.
Telemedicine is playing an increasing role in delivering services.
A program for new moms is a perfect fit for the platform.
We deliver nearly 8,000 babies a year, and so we have lactation consultation also over telehealth. And that allows the new mom to stay home with the newborn, makes life much easier.
This past July, in partnership with Burlington County, Virtua launched the Wellness Works program.
We offer our employees the opportunity to go to one of their fitness centers at no charge. They can access education online. They have the ability to have nutrition counseling on site.
So whether you're an office-based worker, or perhaps you're working in the field, or you're working in the correctional facility, we've catered to each of those different groups specialized wellness programs.
Our employees are benefiting because they want to be healthier, and ultimately that ends up benefiting Burlington County because we have less costs when it comes to paying for healthcare.
With Virtua's expanding portfolio of services, the organization is setting the standard for the outpatient model.
We are absolutely positioned to be the healthcare system of the future. And the reason for that is our focus on population health.
We're constantly raising the bar for ourselves to deliver the best and highest service available because our mission is really to serve the community.
Now, a growing Greater Philadelphia spotlight. See how 2 companies are working together to produce everyday items using natural gas liquids.
Here at Marcus Hook, the team produces polypropylene. It's a thermoplastic resin that's used in various applications.
Polypropylene is a building block for plastics, and Braskem is the largest manufacturer of the natural gas byproduct in the United States.
These products that are derived from these liquids are ubiquitous in our lives. Whether it's clothing that we wear, whether it's the dashboards in our fuel-efficient vehicles, whether it's the plastic water bottles that we drink from, the kayaks we paddle.
Products that are associated with sutures, medical gowns, diapers, baby wipes, things that are all geared towards improving our customers' lives and society as a whole.
Sunoco Pipeline and Braskem are more than neighbors.
Sunoco exited the chemicals industry back in 2010 and sold that business to them, but we maintain terminal infrastructure and energy transportation, so we move what they make.
They supply us with the utilities that we need to operate our process, but we also partner with them as a customer in the sense that they buy our propane as a byproduct of our process.
We've built a highway for natural gas liquids that we can get efficiently to this facility, therefore creating an opportunity for manufacturing processes to grow. So Braskem's business can thrive, and billions of dollars in investment can then be brought back into this area.
Growing Greater Philadelphia is presented by the General Building Contractors Association. Growing Greater Philadelphia is presented by Virtua. Virtua for life.
If you look at the greater Philadelphia area, it is a healthcare mecca. There are medical schools, nursing schools, pharmacy, social work, physical therapy, you name it, we have the program, and that's going to be our future workforce.
We have enough talents in this region to be really unique and to bring to the table something that other places and other organizations don't.
To have that talent pool is critical. We couldn't set up shop in many locations. We wouldn't be effective. This is the right place.
I would say that we want better food. We also want more employment opportunities. The power of a job changes a lot of things. We need to create a center for urban farming, and this is going to be it.
From nonprofit organizations to foundations to government to local economic development groups to all of the for-profit startups and big pharma partners, by bringing everyone together for a single mission of advancing science, I think that that can only benefit our region.
Thank you for joining us as we explore the exciting growth of our region. For information or to watch this episode and others, visit NBC10.com and be social with the hashtag #GrowGreaterPHL. We'll see you next time on Growing Greater Philadelphia.
Growing Greater Philadelphia in partnership with the Select Greater Philadelphia Council. Learn more at selectgreaterphl.com.